The morning sunlight streamed through the mountaintops. The small village was filled with colorful wooden houses. Birdsong filled the air, and the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the air. A young girl, Taidy, was playing with a white cat on the lawn. She was intelligent, curious, and loved to ask strange questions. "The weather is so nice today. Let's go collect eggs. Meow. Meow." Suddenly, Taidy was surprised to see the chicken coop empty. Huh, where did all the chickens go? That morning seemed ordinary, but it wasn't. It was the day all the problems began. A broken pen on the desk, her mother sitting silently and sadly, her school friends sulking. Taidy stands in the middle of the scene, her expression a mixture of confusion. "My favorite pen is broken. Mom isn't smiling. Why does everything go wrong?" She takes a deep breath as if holding back tears. "If only we could escape from here." She doesn't know where the troubles are coming from. They just keep increasing, like a snowball rolling down a mountain. At night, Taidy sat leaning against the bed, talking to the white cat under the moonlight. "Taidy, meow. If we could really escape, I'd go far away." Suddenly, the cat's eyes glowed with a warm golden light. The white cat, speaking in a deep, soft voice. "Perhaps escaping isn't the answer. Sometimes you must go and ask the question yourself, where it comes from." Taidy, a talking cat? Suddenly, a whirlwind formed and a large magical door appeared in the middle of the room. A door of blue light opened. And then, the door to the realm of problems appeared before Taidy, along with a whisper from afar. "Are you ready to find the answer to life?" Taidy stepped through a magical portal into a new world where everything seemed abnormal, constructed from the rubble of chaos. Rivers flowed upwards, clouds formed erratic circles, and trees bloomed with shimmering golden question marks. Where am I? Why is the river flowing upwards? She looked around with a mixture of excitement and fear. A mysterious whisper. "This is the realm of trouble, where everything stems from misunderstanding." This world was unlike any she had ever seen. Everything seemed chaotic, yet possessed a strange charm that drew Taidy deeper into its mystery. In the middle of the wide courtyard sat a strange-looking creature, tall and slender, with greenish-gray skin, a beard like seaweed, and gentle eyes. He sat on a chair made of old books. Taidy approached cautiously. "Welcome, little one. You are the first to want to know where the problems come from." "Who are you?" "I am the guardian of all the world's problems. You can call me Mr. Mangrove." "Guardian of problems? That sounds scary." "Problems aren't scary, little one, if you dare to look at them directly." His voice was warm like a spring breeze and filled with a certain understanding she had never felt from anyone before. Mr. Mangrove handed Taidy an ancient map that glowed with golden light. The area on the map was divided into 4 valleys, each marked with strange symbols such as flames, water droplets, shadows, and mirrors. "In this realm, there are 4 valleys, the Valley of Escape, Wrath, Confusion, and Fear. If I can pass through them all, I'll understand where the problem comes from, right?" "Yes, go and find out with a heart that is not afraid to ask questions." Taidy, smiling, "Then I'll begin my journey right now." The map in her hand shone with a warm light, as if answering the promise. The journey to understand the problem had begun. Taidy walked into a valley shrouded in silvery mist. Many people were running in circles around themselves. Some were exhausted but didn't stop. Others were crying as they ran, as if trying to escape something unseen. "What are they running from?" she turned to ask the white cat following her. "Perhaps they don't even know what they're running from." Footsteps echoed through the valley. The sound of fleeing didn't sound terrifying, but strangely sad. Along the way, Taidy found a large cave. Inside, the light was warm and the cushions were soft. Many people were hiding inside, sipping tea, listening to music, and telling themselves, "It's too scary outside." Taidy. "They seem so happy. Why would they run away?" An old man sitting in a corner of the cave. "We run away because we don't want to get hurt, but we forget that running away never makes the pain less. It just prevents us from knowing why it hurts." Taidy. Silent for a moment. "Then I guess I've run away without realizing it too." She began to understand. Being too comfortable can sometimes be a wall that prevents us from facing reality. Taidy walked out of the cave to the stream flowing up the mountain. She looked down and saw her own shadow trembling in the water. The shadow seemed to be crying, even though she herself wasn't. "Is that my shadow?" The white cat. "Perhaps that shadow wants you to know that there's something you're running from." She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and slowly turned to look directly at the shadow. "Perhaps I should turn around and see what that shadow is trying to tell me." As she dared to turn, the entrance to the valley opened again, like a reward for those who aren't afraid to face themselves. The valley was shrouded in an orange-red mist. Shouts and arguments echoed from all directions. Flames shot up from the ground as if alive. People were pointing fingers and cursing at each other. Even small matters escalated into major conflicts. Yet she heard sobs beneath the flames. Why are they so angry? Perhaps they've forgotten what they're really angry about. The anger was like a firestorm. It could burn the entire valley. But what was even more terrifying was that it burned the hearts of the people themselves. As Taidy walked across the burning stone courtyard, she heard a faint, mournful cry emanating from beneath the flames. She paused, then slowly bent down to look. "Who's there? Why are you crying?" The voice from the fire. "I am angry." "You are angry? Then why are you crying?" The fire replied, "Because no one understands me. They think I'm terrifying when all I do is hurt and fear being seen as weak." Taidy listened in silence. The flames trembled, as if afraid of being extinguished by their own tears. Taidy reached out and gently touched the flames. Instead of being hot, they were warm. She smiled, and the flames gradually transformed into a soft golden light that floated up into the sky. The people around the valley began to stop arguing, as if they could hear their inner voices again. "You came from fear, didn't you? From not wanting anyone to see your weakness?" "Yes, and when you look at us without turning away, we no longer need to burn." "Then from now on, let you be light, not fire." As Taidy understood, all the flames transformed into a warm light that illuminated the valley. She didn't extinguish anger, but transformed it into understanding. Taidy walked into a forest filled with thousands of mirrors. A pale blue mist floated in the air. each mirror reflected her image differently. Some smiled, some were angry, some looked sad, some seemed overly daring. Is this really me? Why are there so many versions? Sometimes mirrors don't reflect us, but reflect what we want to be. In this valley, there was no wind, no sound, only the echoes of the question in her heart. Who am I? A mirror shone brighter. Its reflection spoke to Taidy in a voice that was like hers, yet cold. The reflection spoke with steady, yet sorrowful eyes. She paused, staring at her own reflection in the mirror. Taidy, where is my true self? The voice from the shadow. You will know only when you stop trying to look through the mirror and look within. Taidy, whispering. Look within? Those words were like a door opening in Taidy's heart. She began to realize that her true self wasn't hidden in what she saw, but in what she felt. Taidy closed her eyes, and the entire world of mirrors slowly melted away. She saw only a small heart beating peacefully in a soft pink light. When she opened her eyes, all the mirrors shattered into sparks of light, then merged into a bright path that led her out of the valley. Our true selves don't need to be reflected anywhere. That's right. You just need to listen to your own heart clearly. Both walked out of the valley with smiles. When she understood, the shadows stopped reflecting, and the heart shone its own light. Because sometimes the clearest way to see oneself is to close one's eyes. The valley was pitch black, shrouded in thick fog, with distant flashes of lightning. A roar echoed through the mountains. A gigantic, all-black monster, its eyes glowing red, rose from the shadows. It resembled Taidy's shadow, enlarged to the point of obscuring the sky. You will never pass. The world is full of terrifying things. Taidy, startled but not retreating. Perhaps you're just more afraid than I am, aren't you? The roar seemed to echo within her own mind. Fear wasn't the enemy outside, but the inner voice she never fully listened to. The monster roared, shaking the ground, but Taidy slowly approached. The light in her eyes pierced the mist. It stood still, as if it understood. Taidy, I won't fight you. I just want to know what you're afraid of. Monster. I'm afraid no one will understand me. Taidy. Then let's understand each other. Those words were like a warm breeze sweeping through the valley. The roar gradually subsided, leaving only the soft sobs of the creature, no longer needing to hide its fear. The monster slowly dissolved into golden particles of light, swirling around Taidy like dust particles. She smiled gently. The warm light illuminated the valley, revealing a bright path stretching ahead. Perhaps fear just wants us to understand it. White Cat. When you dare to listen to your fear, it is no longer a monster. The two continued on the path of light, and finally, Taidy understood. Overcoming fear wasn't about fighting it, but about gently embracing and understanding it. In the vast expanse of the realm of problems stood a towering tree, its branches spreading wide and its leaves glowing in various colors. But upon closer inspection, each leaf held the image of a small problem. Tears, screams, and the dark shadows of fear. This is the tree of causes. Every problem you have ever encountered stems from its roots. So if we find the root, we will understand everything, right? Yes, but you must dare to dig deep, even in the darkness. She gazed intently at the giant tree. It was both beautiful and terrifying at the same time, like the human heart, filled with both problems and hope simultaneously.
Taidy slowly dug into the earth with her bare hands. The soil was warm and emitted a soft light. She found roots entangled like threads of thought until she came across a tiny gray seed that beat like a heart. Is this the seed of all problems? A voice from the earth, softly, "We were born from misunderstanding because no one tried to listen to us. Problems arise because we don't understand them enough to love them." Her words seemed to silence the entire world. The gray seed began to glow, and the roots around it slowly unraveled peacefully. Suddenly, the entire tree began to transform into a golden light. Falling leaves turned into sparkling stars, floating up into the sky. The entire realm of problems gradually dissolved, becoming a bright white field. She stood in the midst of peace. No problems remained, only understanding. White Cat, you have found your roots. Problems never disappear, they just wait for us to understand them. Taidy, now I know. Problems are the teachers hidden within difficulties. She smiled as the first rays of sunlight shone on her face, and when she understood, the realm of problems vanished, leaving only a gentle heart and clear eyes that saw the world with understanding, not to escape problems, but to learn from them. Soft sunlight streamed through Tidy's bedroom window. She opened her eyes to the sound of birdsong and a gentle breeze. Everything was the same bed, the same house, the same village, but her eyes were no longer the same. Tidy, smiling, "I'm back, but it feels like my heart has grown." White Cat, stretching at the end of the bed, "Because you found the answer within, not outside." The world still spins, the problems remain, but Tidy no longer feels the urge to run away. She knows now that problems aren't the enemy, but a door that leads to self-understanding. Tidy walked out into the backyard. She knelt down and planted a seed of understanding in the soil next to a small blooming flower. When she touched the ground, tiny leaves sprouted, glowing softly, a new tree called the Tree of Understanding. Solving problems isn't about adding to them or running away from them, but about learning the cause. Mother, watching from a distance, "What did you say, dear?" Tidy, smiling, "Just a tree called Understanding." As she finished speaking, a gentle breeze rustled the flowers, as if the whole world was smiling at her, because ultimately, understanding is the true root of all problems. This story teaches us that solving life's problems isn't about running away from them or making them more complicated. It's about understanding the cause. Finding the root cause is the true answer to life.